Hello all, Tri-Glide Ed here. I believe I'm going to take us on a ride this morning. By the way, it is Saturday, August the 5th. It's about, not quite 10:30 in the morning here in Ferrum, Virginia. I'm going to take us for a ride up on Route 40 west to Woolwine, Virginia, which runs into Route 8. It'll take you to Floyd. Or if you take a right, take you left and go towards Stewart that way. I don't believe I've ever taking y'all on this ride, this particular ride. So that's what I think I'll do this morning. Alrighty, now we're going to head, like I say, west on Route 40. 60-something Ford. Don't know if that's about a 64 or 65, what he used to call them, fastback. Thought I'd talk to y'all a little bit this morning. It's really not a political topic, as I mentioned before. We're all entitled to our own opinions about politics, well, about anything else really, but Lord willing, my next birthday, I'll be 74. So I've been around a while. I don't know about some of y'all, but you know, it's I wish I could understand a little bit more about what's going on in this great country of ours. Now I'm going to show you my, I don't say prejudices, but my, well, I guess it could. Prejudices aren't necessarily bad, but my thoughts. I watch YouTube. There's this young group of fellas, excuse me, that have a YouTube channel. The name of their channel is, I think it's pronounced Cartier Family, C-A-R-T-I-E-R Family. It can be anywhere from 3 to 5 of them talking. They talk on different subjects ranging from different musics to, well, any kind of a subject. But I find them very interesting. They do happen to be some young fellas of color. They're young black men. I think most of them, they're in their early to mid 20s, so they're young. And that's one of the things I want to talk about. Is I was raised up here in Southwest Virginia, Roanoke, as a matter of fact, and I remember uptown Roanoke. There's before the shopping malls and all that stuff came about. But you know, people used to go shopping on Saturdays in Roanoke. Roanoke was a big city, still is in this part of Southwest Virginia. For some of y'all, would be a relatively small city. The whole Roanoke Valley, which includes the county and the city and everywhere else, is about maybe 250,000 people total. Roanoke City itself might be around 100,000, I guess. So like I say, not for some of it, it's not big at all. But I remember as a kid riding that bus uptown, because we didn't have a vehicle, but on that city bus you had 2 doors that you got on the front of the bus, or you get on at the back of the bus, both of them on the side. And if you got on the bus on that back door getting on, took right, that's where the white people sat. There was a yellow line in the floor. The black people had to sit on the left side of that line. And I remember the very first time me and Mama was coming home, and there was a black lady sitting in front of that yellow line. I remember tapping Mama, look. She told me, she said, hush. You know, so of course I did. But there was different times. I remember the segregated lunch counters. I remember all that stuff. And I know it wasn't good, that's for sure. But when you're raised up like that, I've always said one of the most prejudiced people I've known was my daddy. He was born in 1911 in Kinston, North Carolina. But you know, just because you're raised a certain way doesn't mean you have to stay in that mode. But this morning on the Cartier family I was watching, they critiqued and was watching Tucker Carlson interviewing young fella Ice Cube. Now I've seen him, I remember in the movies especially, he was in that Barbershop 2, and them was one of the movies I ever seen him in. I know he's in a lot more. He's a rapper. I guess probably one of the original rappers, I guess. I don't listen to rap, but I don't have nothing against it. I just don't listen to it. I know sometimes what I have heard, I just don't care much for the the language, and I'm an old sailor. I learned to cuss with the best of them. Like I say, don't mean I got to do it all the time now either, but all of that sort of say, you know what, I think in today's world, like I say, I live not too far from Ferrum College. It's a liberal arts private college, and you know, this what they call it, being woke. I know when my mom woke me up, that was sort of dangerous right there, that little limb in the ground, me on this tri-glide past them motorcyclists. But you know, I don't understand it. And if a boy thinks he's a girl, or if a girl thinks she's a boy, or a proper pronoun, good gracious, all kind of crap in the road around here. Might be a really interesting ride today. But just because somebody's going to identify as something, as they say in correct vernacular, I guess, or even though it's a girl, she might, excuse me, well, she might want to be referred to as her pronoun would be a he or a they. Well, you know, when I was growing up in school, they meant plural. I don't know how in the world you can identify as a they when you're the only one, but I digress. But just because you think a certain way, that's fine. You can think ever how you want to, but that doesn't mean I've got to agree with you, or I have to go along with you. I don't have to be disrespectful, but I don't have to agree. And I think that's one thing in this country that we got to get back to understanding is, I ain't got to agree with everything you say, and people don't have to agree with everything I say. It's okay to disagree. Good gracious. I think that's one of the great things about this country is you ain't got to agree with everybody. Some countries, if you don't agree, you can be real big trouble. Now here, headed towards Woolwine. I don't think I've ever taken y'all on this route right here. There's a truck behind behind me. I didn't even see him. I've been lollygagging, taking my time. Well, he'll be lollygagging too, though. But all that to also say, you know, I know I've always said, you know, I'll be talking about a guy at work or something, hey, this black guy or this black girl or that white guy or this white guy, and you know, well, really, I guess, I'm sure, I don't know for sure, I would imagine a lot of times when people of color are talking about white people, which I'm sure they say this white guy, you know, I think we need to get rid of that. Because what I think that does, and remember now, it's taken me a long time to realize this, but I have been thinking about it for quite a while. We categorize people. Oh yeah, this black guy. Oh yeah, this black girl, this black lady. You know, they're a lady. Well, they're a guy. And how do I change my thoughts? Is I've got to think more. You know, what I mean by that is we got to be more cognizant, I think. Again, y'all don't have to agree with the thing I'm saying. Welcome to Patrick County. You're now in Patrick County. But you know, people are people. And I honestly do. I used to say 95%, but I guess it's really probably more like 90% of all people are good. It's that 10% that you shake your head about, you don't understand. But 90% of people, I think, are good people. But the 10% is what sells, and what I mean by what sells is newscasts, for instance. I think most all of the national news, and to a degree our local news, but mostly the national news, they don't look for good news. All they want to report about is division, I think. Putting labels on this and labels on that and this and this and that and that. And I think we got to be able to think for ourselves, number one, which I believe most of us do. And you know when you're being fed a crock. Years ago, probably about 30 years ago, we went camping up that road right there one time. My kids was little, and the church group went. There's a river over there somewhere. We floated that. I know a few years ago, my wife said, you know, we ought to get a tent. God said, no. I said, the roughest I want to get now is when room service stops at midnight. I mean, that's about as rough as I want to get. Can't hardly get up off the floor now, and I got to go down and do something. But yeah, no thank you. Look at your view. Goodness. I always think it's so pretty up on top of this mountain. And we'll do get up here to the end of 40. I don't know whether I'm going to take y'all to the right towards Floyd or the left towards Stewart. Don't know yet. I know on that left towards Floyd, that's the first time I've seen a bear cross the road, a younger one. Mama's on the bank waiting on him on the other side of the road. daughter's got one of them Ring doorbell things, and she showed us Sunday before last. Now showed me a video during the night. Bear walked right across her sidewalk, about 5 feet from her front steps, right across the yard. I don't know if that was sort of neat. Good sized bear, not huge, but certainly wasn't a cub. Welcome to Woolwine. You are now in Woolwine, Virginia. I told the bride I do feel a little bit guilty about riding this morning. I need to mow some grass. I think I goes towards Stewart. Floyd 12, Stewart 14. Eh, y'all ain't been this way. Let's go this way. Right there's something you don't see very often. Not United States anymore, SO sign. We went to Canada several years ago, me and my wife and her cousin, her husband. It was leaf peepers. We went up to New England, all through there. It was October. Beautiful, beautiful. Went through New Hampshire and Vermont, Maine, then went into Canada. Spent the night at a, what do you call it, a bed and breakfast. Very nice. But they had SO stations up there. And there's a, I thought that was a covered bridge. It is. But yeah, it's been years. And also another thing they had in Canada that I don't see around where we live anymore is telephone booths. I thought, well, that's interesting. Let's see here. Field Pot, Fairstone. Let's take a left down here. We'll head towards Fairstone. Bassett, Marsville, Fairstone. Friends, I guess it's been close to 40 minutes of recording. Like I say, I can't tell when this thing, it don't last too long. You'd think at least you get an hour out of a battery, but nope, that ain't gonna happen. So I'll be signing off here in just a few minutes. I sure hope y'all enjoyed the ride though. It's been a while, like I say, since I've put out a video. I know one thing, I'm gonna stop down here at Marathon Oil, and coffee's just gone through me. So that'll give me a good chance to say goodbye. Maybe get me another refill of coffee. Roberts Market and Grill. Well, friends, I believe that's going to do me. Hope y'all enjoyed it. So I'm going to use the bathroom, get me a cup of coffee. Thank y'all for watching. Bye now.